Hey guys, thanks for watching the CruiseDad channel. Since I've created this like 5 days ago, I already had over 12,000 views, and that's way more than I ever anticipated. So thank you for all your support, and I feel obligated now to bring you guys more content, and I just want to give back a little bit. So I'm giving you guys my top 11 tips for smooth sailing. And tip number one is use the porters. Don't try to bring all your luggage on by yourself. I see people, and it kills me, I see people like bringing 2 suitcases on by themselves, plus like a carry-on, plus a suitcase on top of the suitcase, and just struggling. And for whatever reason, they're trying to bring it from all the way from their car, from the parking deck, all the way onto the boat, where they have to go through the security line. And then I'm gonna tell you, the terminals are multiple stories. There's no terminal that's like single story that I've been to. So if you guys can't get on the escalator, then you're gonna have to take the elevator. But elevators should be reserved for those in a wheelchair or in a scooter or handicap or the elderly, and that's just gonna clog it up even more. So please don't take all the luggage with you, use a porter. So that's my tip number one. That's gonna make for a very easy embarkation, debarkation, and they're gonna get the bags to you the same evening, and they should. Tip number two, these are for all the wives out there. Please don't overpack. You don't need to have 5 outfits per one day. You don't need to carry dirty shoes. Now, this is coming from a dad, so I know all the moms out there are gonna hate me, but that's just, a tip from my wife as well. I'm just always telling her, hey, I don't need 30 pairs of boxers. So yeah, don't overpack. I mean, it just makes traveling a lot easier. Now, with that said, I need to point out that if you have kids and if they're diaper age, a lot of ships don't carry diapers, especially early on, like 2019 when we sailed, when we really needed them. We've been on several ships, Norwegian being one that I can recall. They didn't have diapers or wipes on board. We had to get off San Juan and then go to the Walgreens across the street. So if you have kids, just keep that in mind. Don't want to overpack, but you do want to pack enough diapers and wipes if you have kids and diapers. Tip number three, you want to bring a book bag with you. So you want to check in all your big luggage, but you want to have one book bag or one little carry-on bag that will that you can pack one night's worth of stuff. Now, this is why. Sometimes, not all the time, and very rarely, you won't get your bag, or your bag can get lost if you use check-in. And once again, you definitely want to use check-in. Now, it's rare, but you definitely want to have a carry-on bag just for the worst case scenario. You want to put your toothbrush in there, toothpaste, floss, whatever you need that night. Definitely bring a swimming suit, because a lot of people won't get their bags until later that night. So that first day is a great day to swim or lounge in the whirlpool, because you'll have your bathing suit with you because you have it in your carry-on. So that's tip number three. Number four, this tip is to help you get your bags on time and maybe even early. So tip money. What I like to do is I like to go to the bank the week before going on the cruise and just get like $400 in like ones, fives, tens, and 20s, just a bunch of tip money. And I love giving tip, and this is why. Sometimes, especially on a full sailing, it's really hard to get good service, whether it's at the bar getting drinks or baggage service. I mean, sometimes it's really tough. But if you tip, then your experience will be completely different. I guarantee it. And I know sometimes that cruising, you want to cruise for value and you want to cruise as cheap as possible, but sometimes just tipping a little bit extra is worth it. So let me give you an example. Every time I started tipping, and I tip the porters in the very beginning when I'm dropping off the bags, I've never had a lost or late bag, never. Before tipping, several years ago, I didn't tip, and I've had a situation where my bag did get lost. But ever since I slip in a 10, or hey, please take, this is what I do. When I drop off my bags, I slip a 10 or 20, depending on how far it is and how many bags I have. I'll slip a 10 or 20 and say, please take care of my stuff, or please make sure my stuff gets here on time. And I've never had an issue. And the best thing is, it brightens their day. And I'm pretty sure these guys work for tip. I know the bags are heavy, but it just puts a smile on their face, and it just makes me feel good. Secondly, at bars, sometimes the bars are crazy, and there's just not enough bartenders for all the cruisers, especially when it's a full sailing. And I see so many complaints online about, oh man, I can't get it, it takes forever to get a drink, blah, blah, blah. That's what you do. Just take $2, $2 to $1. Actually, I get a bunch of $2 bills at the bank. I love $2 bills. If I have a $2 bill, I'll put a $2 bill, just hold it up between your thumb and middle finger, and just hold it up in the air and just make eye contact. I guarantee you they're gonna come to you and give you great service. Once you do that, they're gonna actually look for you. You don't even have to like call their name or anything like that. As soon as they see you after the first couple of days, I mean, it's gonna put a big smile on their face. They're gonna greet you. They're gonna greet you by name. You're just gonna have an amazing experience. But other than that, I love to tip because these guys work 7 days a week, sometimes 8 to 12 hours a day. And most of the money that they make, they're going to their home countries and they're supporting their family back home. And I love these guys. They always have a smile on their face and just give you excellent service. So that's tip number 4. Tip number 5 is port days. Sometimes port days are some of the best ship days. Now, if you're on a big ship like Royal Caribbean's, like Oasis class, or like one of the newer like celebrity ships with a roller coaster, some of these venues like MSC and the Robotron, their new Robotron ride, I mean, it gets really packed and the lines are really long. So it's actually good to stay on the ship. And we always pick a port day to stay on the ship so we can experience all the ship's amenities without the lines. I mean, you'll have the ship to yourself. It's the best time to go to the buffet and eat, best time to go to the whirlpool, best time to go to the ice rink, best time to go on a go-kart, best time to go on the Robotron. I mean, we've been on all these things and we've experienced most of this stuff on the ship day, on the port day, which has become our ship day. So that is tip number 5. Tip number 6, most walls and most of the doors, and actually all of the doors, are magnetic. So you can actually buy magnetic hooks, and we would hang 5 or 6 magnetic hooks, and there's really strong magnets. And you can hang clothes, you can hang hats, you can dry your swimsuit on there. It's really good to have to keep everything off the floor. Tip number 7, you wanna pre-book all your drink packages. You wanna pre-book all your massages, pre-book all your shows. Anything that costs extra, you wanna pre-book. And this is why. It's so much cheaper to pre-book online than it is to book on the ship. So specialty dining, arcade, you know, they have like $80 for a $140 deal like for MSC, but that's only off the boat, like before you board. Things like that. Massages are a lot of times like 40% off. Internet packages, don't forget about that. You're gonna need internet. You're not gonna have internet on the ship. And it's gonna be so much cheaper to book your internet package before you board. And along with that, you wanna wait until it's a holiday. Like every cruise line does a huge sale on Thanksgiving and Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, New Year's, around there. Just all the major holidays, they're gonna have some kind of special. So just wait until one of those and then book it. And if you've already booked it, some cruise lines, you can just cancel it, you'll get your money back, and then just rebook it on when it's sale. So that's gonna save you a lot of money. Number 8, I wanna talk about the free entertainment on the boat. All the cruise lines have free entertainment at night. They're gonna have all kinds of shows. Some are really good, some are really bad. And I know that's subjective, but this has held true for me, and I'm not overly picky. But this is what I've noticed. The bigger the ship, the better the shows. The smaller the ship, it sometimes gets really bad. It just seems unrehearsed. It's very unprofessional. And some of the best shows I've seen are like from Norwegian Epic. They have the Blue Man Group. They had the Cirque Soleil, the Oasis class ships, which are the biggest class ships in the world with the Royal Caribbean. Man, their ice skating show is amazing. They have the Aqua 80 show, which they do dives from high dives. It's like a dive show. I mean, the Broadway shows, I mean, it's just top notch. Some of the worst shows I've seen are like really small ships, like on the Carnival Sunshine. That's probably one of the smallest ships I've sailed on. It was just really, really bad. And another one I sailed on is like Norwegian Sky. Even though Norwegian Epic is amazing, Norwegian Sky, which is one of the smaller and the older ships, it was really, really bad. So just keep in mind, if you do offer entertainment and plan for entertainment, choose the bigger ships. And if you do choose a bigger ship, then always book the show early, because they do sell out. These huge ships, they don't have enough seating for everyone on the boat. So you do have to sign up for those, even though it's free. Which brings me to number 9. If you can, book the bigger and the newer ships. Now, bigger is subjective. Sometimes you have a better experience with a smaller boat, but I'm gonna say 99% of the time, you're gonna have a better experience on a newer boat. Why? Because they have better technology. Like some of the newer ships have like go-karts, roller coasters, ice rinks, things like that. The older ships, they're gonna be much smaller, but once again, if we're not talking about the size, the older ships just are sometimes just really dated. And we've sailed on an old ship, and in a small room, there were like rust spots, just like the drawers are broken. Sometimes they do go through refurbishment, but they miss a lot of things. So I'm gonna recommend that you guys go on a newer ship. The newer the better. Tip number 10. Some cruise lines use a third party to bid for upgrades in terms of rooms. So I know MSC does it, I know Royal does it, Royal Caribbean does it. Royals is called Royal Up. So once you bid, always opt in for their email, because they're gonna email you a chance to bid on a upgraded room. So if you're in like an ocean balcony, you can upgrade to like a suite. If you're in an interior, you could upgrade to ocean balcony. This is the thing. If you upgrade, and if you get the upgrade, and you can bid on it, like a minimum bid, like you can bid higher to up your chances. But if you do bid on it, and if you win, chances are it's an amazing deal, especially if you're sailing with more than 2 people, because only the first 2 people get charged. So you bid per person. So if you're in an interior room and you bid like $100 per person for an ocean balcony, they only charge the first 2 people $100, and that's it. They don't charge taxes or anything on top of that. So that's why it's a really good deal. With MSC, I had a ocean balcony, and I was able to upgrade to Yacht Club, which if you don't know about Yacht Club, or if you haven't heard about Yacht Club, look at my other videos. It's just phenomenal. And that's how I knew about it, because I won a Yacht Club bid, and I got it for an amazing price, like a quarter of what it would have costed without it. So always bid up when you can, and it's going to be a great value for you. So, and number 11, which is the last tip, and this is not for everybody, but if you drink, or if you like alcohol, then definitely buy a few bottles on the ship, because it's tax-free and it's a really, really good deal. So I'm in North Carolina. We have what's called ABC stores. You can't buy alcohol at Target or anything like that. And so the deals are really bad. But on top of that, like some of my favorite drinks are not available. Like I really love the Johnny Walker 18-year. They don't have that anymore at my stores here locally. It's all the platinum now. And they come in a 750 milliliter bottle for like $100. I just got 3 of those bottles for like $250, tax-free, and it's 1,000 milliliters. So 9 times out of 10, wherever you live in the States, you're gonna have a much better deal on the ship. So those are my 11 tips. And I hope that helped. If it does, please like and subscribe. Once again, I'm not a travel agent. I'm not affiliated with any cruise line. It just makes me feel good. And I honestly like all the interaction I see. And I like the fact that, you know, if I did help you out, you know, it just makes me feel good, and we'll keep the content coming. If you absolutely hated this video, or if you disagree with anything, then man, I would love to hear it. You know, I love opposing views, and you know, I have a lot of flaws. So yeah, thank you so much for watching.